That was my one point, is that you can technically leave whenever. So like, especially on monthly to monthly, like your contract is really up at the end of the month. If they change, like if you subscribe for a year, and they like change it and then bill your card because they're like, well, we changed our price, that's total BS. If you subscribe for a year and they're like, when it renews, it will be more expensive.
Yep. That's why it's legal.
Yeah.
But what it isn't is cool.
Yeah.
And that's my problem.
It's definitely not cool, but I don't know about it being illegal.
Like, oh man, yeah, sometimes it could be. Do you see the recent kerfuffle over Microsoft and their Game Pass changes? So we talked about this last week, how prices went up and everything was confusing, and they're kind of gating access to the new card.
That should actually, because the
FTC is not impress
I
right
think
now.
that is good, because when I brought this up during the show, but they announced that it was going to be day one Game Pass for everyone.
Yeah.
And then they pulled that back.
Yeah.
And people might have subscribed because of that. So that's a totally different thing, in my opinion. Yeah. That's rough. That's actually bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, Activision and Microsoft are like integrated. But the FTC is basically looking at it going, okay, you guys said this was going to be a super huggy-muggy, nice acquisition, and then you came in and laid a bunch of people off, and now you're going back on your promises that this is all about so very much content for gamers, and everyone's going to get day one access to Call of Duty. The big question for me, though, is who the cares? How about just don't play Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Gamers, though, you guys have no discipline. And look, I'm not trying to just...
Amazing topic transition. Holy. I'm going to interrupt the topic transition because it was so good. That's ridiculous. I know where you're going, and that's nuts.
Thank you.
What the heck, man?
I'm not bringing this up and lecturing you guys for no reason. I'm doing it because a recent survey of 5,000 American adults who play video games found that 82% of them said they had made an in-game purchase in a free-to-play game, not ever, in the last year.
82%.
It is literally, okay, you guys... Take your two hands, okay? Take your 2 feet, and you won't need your fifth appendage, okay? You will, yes. And if you have anything else that's pointy, point it. 4 of the 5 things you're pointing at bought a microtransaction in the last year.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And Salmo says, right here, no shame. But it's like, we sit here and we complain about the enshittification of gaming, and 82% are directly contributing. I don't mean directly contributing like they're like passively standing by, or they're pirating games that reject the freemium business model instead of contributing that money to the developers that continue to invest in these games. I am talking giving money to the people who develop programs to extract as much of it as possible, who literally call you fucking whales. I mean, who would do that? Okay, we had an entire LAN event for our whales. We love our whales.
But I think it's higher.
Higher than what?
82%.
Oh, that's the ones that admitted to it.
Yes.
Any survey that's like, I don't know how many times. It's
gotta be over 90.
How many times do you wank a day, or whatever, right? Like it's always gonna underestimate if it's something embarrassing.
Yeah. It's gotta be higher than 82.
Some commentators have suggested, I'm back to my notes now, that this kind of data might indicate why the freemium model has become so popular. This is a note. Okay, well, anyway. It might likewise indicate that at least some of the people critical of this monetization strategy are themselves paying into it. Further, around 45% of respondents claimed that they didn't mind watching ads that offered in-game rewards. This is how conditioned we are, Luke.
The interesting thing to me is like...
We'll just take it. We've all been playing Bend Over Simulator, and we didn't even know it.
I've never actually disagreed with all of it. Like, I've usually used League of Legends as a model of like, I haven't played in forever, so I don't know what it's like anymore. But when League of Legends first came out, it was a free game. It was really good, and there was some skins, and they weren't so expensive. I've heard there's some real expensive ones now.
Yeah, wasn't there like $300 one a little while
like
ago?
That. I don't know, but they were like a few bucks or something, and you support the company. And the way that I viewed it was like, okay, looking at how much I play this game, looking at how much I would spend on games.
Yep.
I'll buy a few skins to support the company because I actually really like this game, and then I'll keep it at a very reasonable level. That's technically a microtransaction. I'm wondering, like, if you ask who has made a microtransaction at all, or who has made like egregious microtransactions, like I wonder if this is different. I don't know. Like even Rocket League, that is a game that I purchased, but I played the crap out of it, and I purchased it for like $4 or something because it was on a crazy sale. So I bought a couple seasons passes because I felt like they deserved it. And then they were bought out by Epic, and I was like, whatever.
Mad Economist says, nuclear hot take. I love free-to-play games with microtransactions. They allow me to sponge off of people who spend much more money on them.
Sponge off of?
Yeah. I like Halo Infinite. I have never given Microsoft $1 for it.
A lot of games,
somebody else paid for it, and I'm gonna play it.
So this is where it gets kind of funny to me.
Enjoy your weird, spiky mohawk cringe, makes it easier to see your head cosmetic bullshit.
So I agree with that fully.
Yeah.
I think though, for every game like Halo Infinite, there's and League, there's probably like 4 Diablo, whatever the heck that is, mobile game.
Immortal.
Where Diablo Immortal, where in a game like that, the like I'm a sponge for the people that spend money. You're content for the paying members of this game because they're just going to farm you because you are weaker than them. That's where I start to have an issue with these types of things.
Well, I don't mind the games where there isn't a huge competitiveness disparity. Like in Halo Infinite, I don't feel like I'm at
makes a difference.
I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage.
No.
And like we've worked with mobile games before in the past, before we tightened up our policies around them, where they are too pay to win, and so we don't anymore.
Yeah. Pay to win is a tough metric in some games.
Yeah.
But pay for advantage, pay to win, whatever you want to call it. Like that being better than other players because you spent money on the game.
Yeah. I think for me, it's less about can you be better by spending more? And it's more about, are you worse for not spending? So if I could also grind and be just as good, I'm fine with that. But if I just can't do anything about it,
or if the grind is unreasonable.
Yeah, because what was it? Who was it that was under fire for having that? I forget what it was. There was like a series
Shadow of Mordor.
No,
personally.
It wasn't that. There was a series of challenges or something as part of their season or battle pass or like I don't even remember. But someone did the math, and there wasn't enough hours. Like if they did absolutely nothing but eat, sleep, and play the game, there wasn't enough hours to like earn the best item. Apparently it was Battlefront 2. Thanks, Elijah. And that was like, it was like, oh no, I don't even think it was Battlefront 2. Because Battlefront 2, it was like you could never earn Darth Vader, or it would take like
it was an absurd amount of time.
Like an absurd amount. No, I think it was something else. It was some kind of, was it World of Warships?
I don't know.
It might have been World of Warships, because I seem to recall it being a ship.
The pride and accomplishment quote was Battlefront 2. I think.
Sense of pride and accomplishment.
Yeah.
You do know that pitch worked back when all you got was that the princess was in this castle. Like it doesn't have to be a multi, hundreds of hours grind. Anyway.